Well, we are officially under a winter weather advisory, and right now, snow is falling in parts of our viewing area this evening. Well, good evening, and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. And for at least the next 24 hours, we are expecting everything from colder temperatures and snowfall to extreme winds. Let's get outside right now to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo in the Outdoor Weather Center. Jeremy, we heard the weather was kind of nasty tonight, and that's why we sent you outside, my friend.
That's how it works, isn't it?
Yes.
But yeah, I am standing out here right now. Temperatures sit at 34, but snow is coming down. It is not the nicest snow. It's kind of tiny little snowflakes that are just kind of drifting down. It's starting to make that transition from a little bit of rain over to snow, but the wind is the big story here. We're going to see wind pick up tomorrow. High wind watches are in effect from tomorrow night through Saturday morning for wind gusts near 45 to 60 miles per hour. What else we're expecting is this snow. Valleys 1 to 3 inches. You head up into the mountains about 6 to 10 or 10 to 20 over the Cascades, and that comes with wind. Right now, temperatures are sitting just slightly too warm to get widespread sticking snow, but get this, it's still coming down. We're pulling down that cold air from up above, so expect the snow to get more widespread as we head into the evening. We kind of expected this. The bulk of this is going to really work its way in here in the next hour. Tomorrow morning, we're waking up to it. By the time we head out the door tomorrow, it changes back over to rain, and then it's the rain and wind taking us through the day. Widespread, like I said, 1 to 2 inches in both Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. It's a wet, heavy, slushy snow that melts about as fast as it falls. Mark?
All right, sounds good. Jeremy, we'll keep an eye on it. Thank you very much. In the meantime, there are 3 things to note as temperatures start to drop and that storm moves in. First, Avista recommends stopping any drafts in any way possible. So they say, block door gaps with a towel or a door snake. And if you haven't done so yet, take out your window AC unit. If you do not have central heating, close off rooms you're not using and flip your ceiling fan to reverse. It'll push the rising warm air back down. Meanwhile, high winds or snow could cause branches to break and potentially fall onto power lines, homes, and to roads. So if you notice any tree branches on your property that are a little too close to your power lines, you can call Avista for a free tree assessment. And if they determine it is a risk, they can remove them for free. And finally, if you are cranking the heat to survive the cold, you should know Avista announcing they are raising prices for natural gas users this week. Avista says typical homeowners could see their bill 12% higher than they're used to. Avista cites nationwide increases for the price hike. Washington's COVID vaccine mandate for state employees comes to an end this week, and now some unvaccinated firefighters are returning to the front lines, as KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk reports tonight.
In October of last year, several Spokane firefighters who refused to get vaccinated were pulled from local fire stations. Some retired, others left altogether, and a handful were reassigned to non-medical positions. The mandate left several unfilled positions in the department. In order to cover them, the city had to pay out overtime, an estimated $3.7 million this year alone. Yesterday, several of those reassigned firefighters returned to the front lines as the state's COVID vaccine mandate for healthcare employees, firefighters, paramedics, and state employees ended on October 31st. Fire Chief Brian Schaefer says that will help reduce overtime costs, and so will hiring even more firefighters. 17 came on board this June, and another 21 will join the Spokane Fire Department once they graduate the Fire Academy this December. When asked about non-vaccinated firefighters returning, Schaefer told KREM 2 in part, each of these firefighters has remained in good standing throughout the mandate, and the community is fortunate to have them back serving people in need. We are excited to have these members back and on the apparatus. In Spokane, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
Well, some big news from across the state tonight. A Washington judge has issued a nationwide temporary restraining order stopping Albertsons from paying billions of dollars to shareholders. That ruling comes after Washington Attorney General Bob Ferguson sued the company earlier this week. Albertsons had planned to pay $4 billion in dividends to investors on Monday. The company is looking to merge with Kroger, and that's the owner of QFC and Fred Meyer. Ferguson argued that payment would impact Albertsons' ability to keep stores open in the time it could take to approve the deal. And now to our night beat with a quick look at the day's top stories. Country music fans, get ready. Tickets for Shania Twain in Spokane go on sale tomorrow. The 5-time Grammy Award-winning artist is kicking off her tour Friday, April 28th at the Spokane Arena. It's her first stop before heading to cities all across the globe for 48 additional concerts. Her tour follows the release of her new album, Queen of Me, which comes out in February. Tickets go on sale at 10 o'clock in the morning through Tickets West website. Good luck. And starting today, traffic is back open on Sullivan Road. This is a huge development in the overall decades-long Bigelow Gulch and Forker Road project. Project leaders and community officials say this project supports the overall growth in the inland Northwest. There is still some cosmetic work to be done, which county officials expect to be completed by the spring of 2023. Meanwhile, starting Monday, the warning period for 3 new school zone speed cameras comes to an end near Ferris High School, Adams and Roosevelt Elementary Schools. Drivers will have to reduce their speeds to 20 miles per hour when those school zone lights are flashing. So starting next week, if you're caught speeding on camera, you will be hit with a fine. And depending on your speed, it could range from $217 to a maximum of $483. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just text us the word NIGHT to 509-448-2000 and we'll send them directly to your phone. Well, a federal appellate court has determined a national beauty pageant can exclude a transgender woman from competing because it could interfere with the pageant's idea of an ideal woman. The ruling came in response to a lawsuit filed against the Miss United States of America pageant, stating it violated an anti-discrimination law when it barred a transgender contestant from competing in 2019. The pageant argued it's designed to celebrate natural-born women. The attorney representing the pageant said, quote, "It's a matter of simple fairness." In other national news tonight, an intense gubernatorial race is turning attention in Georgia and drawing massive early voter turnout. Current Governor Brian Kemp is facing Democratic challenger Stacey Abrams. And just hours ago, early voter turnout surpassed the 2 million mark, a record-breaking turnout according to officials. This will be a crucial race to watch on the national level come Election Day next week. In the meantime, we are in the final stretch of the general election, and there is a lot on the line this election cycle. For starters, Spokane County added 2 new commission districts, which could change the makeup of party representation. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley has combed through campaign financial reports and shares which candidates have raised the most money this election cycle. And for a full breakdown of those numbers, you can find that story on our website. Just head to KREM.com. And with the election approaching, there are a lot of questions circulating regarding voting and ballots. A viewer wrote in to our Seattle sister station wanting to know what the voting procedure is for the state's homeless population. So despite the state relying on mail-in ballots, you do not have to have a permanent mailbox or even a roof over your head to participate. Well, now a Washington auditor says state law requires counties to offer voter registration to anyone who is eligible, regardless of their living situation. Another thing potentially preventing people from voting, felony convictions. But state law changes past January, and as long as felons serve their prison time, voting rights can be restored. And right now you have less than a week to fill out and turn in your ballot here in Washington. So far, more than 1 million Washington voters have returned their ballot. If you would like more information on the people and the issues that will appear on your ballot, just text us the word VOTE to 509-448-2000 and we'll send you our exclusive KREM 2 election guide. And that was your KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where you get more news in less time. But don't go to bed just yet. New traffic cameras in school zones around Spokane are set to start issuing tickets on Monday. And several of you have reached out to us to ask if you have to pay those fines since the cameras are not owned by the city of Spokane. We verify when we come back in just 90 seconds.